আসসালামু আলাইকুম। আজকে আপনাদেরকে আমরা স্বাগত জানাচ্ছি একটি বিশেষ সাক্ষাৎকার পর্বে। আমাদের সাথে আজকে উপস্থিত আছেন সামি সামিউল্লাহ, one of the leading travel agents and tour operators in the UK. His company name is TravelLink. We all know, I mean, he's a very familiar personality in Bangladesh as well as in UK. So we had the chance to talk to Sami today, and he has visited our office. Thank you, Sami, for visiting us. So tell us, I mean, how you are here this time? I mean, I understand that you are on an invitation of 𝒂𝒂𝒏𝒂𝒂 Bangladesh Airlines. So if you can just give us a brief outline of your visit this time.
Assalamu alaikum, dear 𝗂𝒂𝒏. It's an honor and a privilege to be present with you here today, and of course we look up to you as the guides of the industry and the vanguards of the industry. So it's an absolute privilege that I'm here at the Monitor offices today. Yes, we were privileged to be the top 5 British Bangladeshi agents in UK who have achieved 𝒂𝒂𝒏's top 5 position, and as part of the agreement, we are offered an incentive trip to come to any destination on 𝒂𝒂𝒏's network. So initially our intention was that we would visit Kuala Lumpur, but the flights were absolutely so full that 𝒂𝒂𝒏's requested said, well, look, our flights are so full, can you please accept Bangkok instead? So we said, well, fair enough, you know, because the idea is that it is a group travel where we can associate with each other, we can connect, we can share ideas and thoughts, and we can look at ways of bettering the service aspect from United Kingdom to Bangladesh. So it was more about building bridges rather than the destination itself. Before we went away to Bangkok, we had the privilege of a meeting with the MD and CEO of 𝒂𝒂𝒏 Bangladesh Airlines. This was to address certain issues that we travel agents in the UK are experiencing with regards to debit memos, which in the industry, as we say, we call an agency debit memo or an agency credit memo. And this is actually been an ongoing issue due to a technical error on somewhere along the lines, which is not a fault of the agent. So we are having some difficulty in explaining this to 𝒂𝒂𝒏 Bangladesh Airlines, as I think there are limitations in terms of how the process is carried out behind the scenes, where we as travel agents use typically a GDS, which is a global distribution system we use, and the tickets are generated through there. So obviously, without getting too technical, it's a process that we, the travel agents, follow when we sell on behalf of the airlines. But there are lots of parties involved, and we are trying to resolve these issues, which have been costing us, the travel agents, a huge amount of losses. And these losses are obviously because of the admin fees of $50, which we feel is very unjustifiable in the UK market. So any lot of airline, their admin fees of ADMs are no more than $10–15. 𝒂𝒂𝒏 has by far the highest admin fee. But these are issues that we are trying to resolve with 𝒂𝒂𝒏. We have had some very productive meetings, some very fruitful meetings. Particularly the MD, we thank him, and the CFO have also assured us that these matters will be dealt with very fairly. So we are waiting for a response on that.
So how was your flying experience with 𝒂𝒂𝒏? I mean, traveling all the way from London to Dhaka and then to Bangkok.
The flight leaves from London Heathrow and arrives into Sylhet. As you know, the main market from the United Kingdom is Sylhet, and it is without the support of the Sylheti community, 𝒂𝒂𝒏 would not be able to fly this route. To keep this route successful, the Sylheti passengers' support is vital. So obviously hats off to our Sylheti community in the United Kingdom for supporting 𝒂𝒂𝒏 with very, very high fares. We have had fares in economy class which have reached up to about £1,600, and this is during the peak seasons when a yearly fare is applied.
But do you think that situation has changed in the recent time? I mean, business class passengers?
Absolutely, it has changed, because it's happy to say that the British Bangladeshi diaspora have a lot of disposable income. If you look at an average family of 3 who are now in jobs, you're looking at an average income of £100,000. But it's good to know that the community are capable. They have the disposable income to be able to afford business class. So definitely, yes, there is room for business class travel for other airlines, but a price, of course, is something that needs to be looked at. But I'm happy to say that yes, other airlines, we are also able to sell business class, although its price is high. But we do have a a portfolio of customers who travel on business class between UK and Bangladesh.
How is the demand and supply situation?
If we look at the scenario of Biman, who are the sole operator carrying London or Manchester to Sylhet and Dhaka onwards, being the sole direct carrier, the demand is very high with them. Manchester flights, there are some space available because the majority of people are more circled around London and nearby London. So the Manchester flight, out of the 3 flights, the 2 flights are doing pretty good. 1 flight is not doing too good. So there have been discussions about removing that 1 flight and bringing it into London, as that 3rd flight doesn't seem to be too good. The remaining 4 flights in London are very good. In fact, if we look at the month of June, there is no return going back in low prices. Pretty much most of the seats have been sold out going back to UK. Initially, there were some seats available on the day of Eid because nobody wants to come here and fly back on the day of Eid.
Right.
You're here, you might as well celebrate Eid and then go back. So that flight was a bit lean, but I think there has been some changes now. So pretty much you're looking at all of June, the flights going out back to UK are full, and coming in is also, there is some capacity available at the moment.
I mean, if I ask you, I mean, which carrier is the most preferred carrier in UK coming to Bangladesh? Is it Biman by default or some other carrier?
Thank you. That's a very relevant question. In fact, I say, first of all, we have 2 segments of the market. As you know, the British Bangladeshis are mostly formed by people from the Sylhet district. And of course, you know, they travel the most frequently and they're largest in numbers. So out of the total numbers of the British Bangladeshis, they originate from Sylhet. Therefore, Sylhet would be number 1. So with Sylhet, Biman is the only choice. Make very positive, where especially if we are looking about the British Bangladeshi diaspora, say my children or children of my colleagues, of my sort of contemporaries, will they travel to Bangladesh on their own to discover Bangladesh? That is a big major question.
That's a big question. I mean, I'd like to ask you, I mean, as a Bangladeshi travel agent, what measures are you taking to divert this Bangladeshi diaspora, I mean, England, or for that matter, the Europe, to bring them back to Bangladesh for their tourism purposes instead of sending them to other countries? I mean, do you really do something for that? I mean,
we do. We always encourage our passengers to travel to Bangladesh and actually experience a bit more of Bangladesh rather than coming straight and going to the hometown wherever they happen to be, whether they're Sylhet, Chittagong, Kushtia, Rangpur, wherever. But we always say, look, discover, because the 3rd and 4th generation Bangladeshis in Britain now are very adventurous. They travel to places, they go for trekking, they go to skydiving, they go for lots of activities, they go for snorkeling. So they have experienced places like Maldives, they've experienced places like South America, they've experienced places like the Central America, the Dominican Republic. So they are very hungry for adventure, where the children can come and experience. See, I was born in Turkey, and I grew up I spent only 8 years of my life in Bangladesh, but those were the best years of my life. And I said that those 8 years may be where I am today. And that's why I absolutely love Bangladesh when I come to Bangladesh, because I feel connected and I feel this is home. Although I've lived in Britain for more than 3-4 decades now, but I still feel Bangladesh is very, very homely. And we, I think as parents, need to play a very active role to encourage the younger generations to visit Bangladesh for a short while, but it should be a shorter visit. Make this stay as comfortable as possible. Let them experience the wonders that Bangladesh has got to offer, and let them feel that Bangladesh is a destination that they can be proud of by saying that their parents or grandparents came from Bangladesh, and this is a Bangladesh, a land that is untapped.
Thank you. Now just tell us about traveling. I mean, you have been engaged travel business for a long time now, pretty long time. When did you start that?
I started my career in Bangladesh. I completed my Travel Tourism Training Institute course at the time when it was held by under the Ministry of, well, it was the Bangladesh Forge Corporation used to undertake that course. And I was very privileged to have been on the second batch course, which the course was run by Professor 𝗂𝙁𝙁𝙁, who was brought in by United Nations Development Program and the ILO. And of course, they were members of the Bangladesh Forge Corporation team. So very respectfully say again, my sir is Sanaullah sir, Professor Sanaullah, who is now the Vice Chancellor of IBA-IS University, and sadly Mr. Jahangir, who is no longer with us, he was also our teacher. and we had our principal, who was Mr. Qutbuddin, who's no longer there.
Yeah.
So may Allah rest them in peace. And training and getting my certificate, I got my job within National Travel at that time, which is amongst the leading travel agencies in Bangladesh, leading with corporate travel. And that is where I developed my career in travel industry. And when I moved on to the UK, I undertook further training. I undertook further courses, the British Airways training courses. And eventually then I started lecturing the IATA standard diploma and the advanced diploma. Then I became head of travel studies for the City of London College. So I spent a fair amount of time teaching people in the travel industry, and eventually I set up my own business along with a group of successful entrepreneurs. We were a group of 7 people. We were all very successful businessmen at that time in their own right, but they were only supporting the travel business. And yeah, really thankful. I said I'm very, very grateful to them for the support. So we started the journey for traveling in 1993. And this is our 30th year. We started 31 years now. So alhamdulillah, we're very pleased that we have had the support of the customer, and we have alhamdulillah reached this far. So I think it's really a milestone, and of course praises to Allah and thanks to our customers for the support, and to people like yourselves for the mentorship that you have provided to us over the years as well.
Thank you, Sami, for your very valuable comments on travel trade, and we look forward for much more interactions in future.
Thank you.
Wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.